Every morning, Little Red Riding Hood would greet her neighbors with a smile as she strolled through the village, her cloak catching the sunlight. The townsfolk adored her cheerful spirit and kindness, especially towards animals and children. One day, her mother called her into their warm kitchen and handed her a basket filled with fresh bread and honey. She gently asked Little Red Riding Hood to deliver the treats to her grandmother, who lived deep within the forest. One sunny morning, Red Riding Hood's mother packed a basket with warm bread, sweet jam, and a bottle of fresh milk. "Take this to Grandma," her mother said kindly. "She's feeling a bit under the weather. But remember, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." Red Riding Hood promised, gave her mother a big hug, and skipped merrily into the forest, the basket swinging on her arm and a song in her heart. But deep in the woods, someone was watching her. It was the big bad wolf. With a sly grin and sneaky paws, he stepped out from behind a tree. "Well, hello there, little girl," the wolf purred. "Where are you going on such a fine day?" Red Riding Hood, forgetting her mother's warning, replied politely, "I'm going to visit my grandma. She lives in the cottage at the end of this path." The wolf's eyes gleamed. He came up with a cunning plan. He said, "What a thoughtful granddaughter! But wouldn't Grandma love a bunch of fresh flowers too?" Red Riding Hood looked around. The woods were full of colorful wildflowers. "That's a lovely idea," she said, and ran off the path to gather a bouquet. Meanwhile, the wolf raced straight to Grandma's house. "Knock, knock!" "Who's there?" came Grandma's weak voice. "It's me, Red Riding Hood," the wolf said, disguising his voice. Grandma opened the door, and the wolf pounced. He locked Grandma in the closet. "Don't worry, she wasn't hurt," and put on her nightcap and glasses, curling up in bed. Not long after, Red Riding Hood arrived, holding a bunch of flowers. "Grandma, I'm here," she said cheerfully as she stepped inside. But something was strange. "Grandma, what big ears you have!" "The better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf in a croaky voice. "Grandma, what big eyes you have!" "The better to see you with, my dear." "Grandma, what big teeth you have!" "The better to eat you with." The wolf jumped out of bed with a roar. Just then, a kind woodcutter who had been passing by heard the commotion. He burst through the door with his axe and shouted, "Stop right there, you big bully!" The wolf ran off into the forest, never to be seen again. The woodcutter helped Grandma out of the closet, and Red Riding Hood gave her a warm hug. "I'm so sorry, Grandma," she said. "I should have stayed on the path." Grandma smiled. "I'm just happy you're safe, my dear." From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood always remembered to listen to her mother, to stay on the path, and to never talk to strangers in the forest again. And they all lived happily ever after.